Hey, sixth graders, welcome to day 4 of distance learning. A couple of things. If you're cohort A, which is who you are if you're watching this, here's what I have for you. I want to remind you about yesterday's reading in that we talked about the stories not yet written, right? In Seed Folks, they never made it to the actual book. That was a Vietnam vet who dropped thousands of seeds into his soil to make up for the bombs he dropped, and the alcoholic gardener who talked to his plants. We talked about that yesterday briefly. What we didn't get to, although cohort B did, is this. What I'd like you to do is since you are going to be working through creating a character and writing your own chapter, that's coming for Thursday, Friday, so don't worry about that yet. I'd like you to get some pre-work, some prep work. So your job for today is on your own to create a character that could fit into Seed Folks, and I want you to base it off yourself. Writers know themselves the best. They write what they know. So base his character on you, but don't make it exactly about you. So I want you to base it on you, but here's the thing. You can play with age, you can play with even gender, but the idea here is that I want you to write about 15 characteristics. So on your paper somewhere, draw this donut in the middle, right? Character. And in this space here, all around, I want you to try to write down everything that you know about you, but don't get too specific. You know what I mean? Like just as imagine you're creating a character based on you. So you're going to write down all these things, but you don't use names, right? Just use specific general ideas. So about 15 things that'll get you ready for Thursday, Friday. All right. Now the real lesson for today is this: is that we're going to talk about POV perspective, because our boy Paul Fleischman wrote this entire story in first person perspective. And it's important that you remember this particular phrase. I want to talk to you about them. And the beautiful thing is, this is how you remember POV. So I, first person, want to talk to you. That is second person. About them is third. And they all serve a purpose. Okay. And we're going to talk about that. For instance, with first person POV, that's I. Here's what we get. We get all the thoughts of the narrator, emotions, feelings, and beliefs. So I'm telling you what's going on in my head, and you're following my story. The problem, not a problem, but the truth is you only get the perspective of the narrator. So if I'm speaking, you get my side of the story and no one else's. But we also get the impact. So if I run into a character and they do something, then you're going to get my feelings towards it. You're going to feel every bit of how like I respond to that. So it's very personal. Okay. Here's an example. First person POV would look like this. I really am frustrated with this COVID situation, but I can press on and make it to the end. So you're hearing my belief system. All right. Second person. This is really rare. Your choose your own adventure shows up like this. But the bottom line is that we are told what is happening to us. So it's a really limited perspective. We're told how we feel, how we're told how we react, and we're left to decide what we believe, because the author will tell you like some of these things, but you're allowed to sort of have your own beliefs play into it. It's really weird. Very effective at putting people into situations, but it is also like limiting again. We only get our own perspective onto others, and it's only our side of the story. So again, we're getting one limited perspective. Here's an example. Same example from before. You are really frustrated with this COVID situation, but you can press on and make it to the end. So you're told this, right? You're told, and you can, as a reader, can be like, well, I really believe that or I don't. You're allowed that, but you're told how you react. Third person. This is the they, he, she. These are the gender words, right? Here's the thing. We, the reader, are told what is happening to us as a narrator. So really, actually, we, the reader, are told what's happening to the narrator. So that's how that plays out. We, the reader, are limited to like what the main character feels, or sorry, not narrator, main character. Sorry. There we go. So main character is doing some stuff, and we're told what's happening. We're told how they feel, we're told how they react, and we're told what they believe. This is a third, like a person outside of ourselves. And we only get the perspective of the main character. So we get one side of their story, and we get the impact of other characters onto them. All right. This would look like this. Mr. Slaby is really frustrated with this COVID situation, but he can press on and make it to the end. So you're getting my side of the story as a character. Now there's one more. People forget this. It's called third person unlimited. And it's basically same thing with they, he, and she. So it's those gendered terms, those pronouns. This is what's interesting. This is now we get the whole thing. This is a godlike perspective because we are told what is happening to everyone, right? We're told how everyone reacts. So you get Mr. Slaby and you get other characters, how other characters feel. You're getting like the experience of what everyone believes. We get all perspectives. So if I do something to another character, you're going to get what I thought I was doing and you're going to get what the other character feels. So we get all sides of the story and perspectives. And we get intent versus impact. So I might intend to help someone, but then we'll find out that the impact of that was they felt like I was condescending to them or I was treating them like a baby. So we get both stories there. This is really interesting. So third person unlimited would look like this. Mr. Slaby is really frustrated with his COVID situation, but he can press on and make it to the end. Okay, that feels familiar. Then we get this. Meanwhile, Mr. Bettini loves COVID because it makes Mr. Slaby frustrated. So we're getting multiple perspectives. So that's the lesson on perspective. And we have to understand that because they do different things. And Paul Fleischman chose first person. So here's what I am having you do today is this. All right. So if you watch this video, which is step 1, activity 2 is where you go to next. I want you to go to your reader's notebook. Boom. And I want you to title a section in the writing about reading. So we're going to in here, the green section, right there, right there. And I want you to title a section, Me in First Person. And I want you to write about last night and what your evening was like from first person. So you're going to write for about 5 minutes, about quarter of a page, and say like, I did this, I saw this, I was thinking about this. Then you're going to stop, and then you're going to title a second section, Me in Second Person. And then you're going to write the same thing, but now you're going to write in second person. So imagine you're actually writing to yourself and you're using you and your. That'll be weird. I want you to experience that. Quarter of the page. Title a third section, Me in Third Person. And then you're going to do the same thing you did for the first and the second part. Only this time, you're going to talk about yourself in third person. So you'll use they, he, and she. 5 minutes, quarter of a page. And then lastly, a fourth section. Me in third person, unlimited. Right there, unlimited. This is, I want you to do the one last time where you write the same thing. You write about what you wrote about last night. But this time, you're going to include all the thoughts and perspectives of everyone you came in contact with. So the people that you texted, the people that you in your house that you talked to. So again, about 5 minutes and a quarter of a page. At the end, you should have about a full page of writing, and it should be really interesting. And we'll talk about that on Thursday, Friday. So then I want you to take your 15-minute break. That should take you through this whole break. Then when you come back, I have a book talk video by Mrs. Martin, and it's time we let her take over. I want you to watch it through, and then in your reader's notebook and your reader's list, so right here, right in the beginning, I want you to write down 3 books that you might be interested in reading. We got to get some books in your hand, okay? Lastly, if you will look in this same folder for today, right here, I have a figurative language pretest that should take you about 5 minutes. I just want you to take that and see where you're at. Okay? So I'm looking forward to Thursday, Friday, because we start something I think kind of fun. Other than that, we will see you tomorrow with our first chapter Wednesday. We'll keep it really light, but I might have you actually take a picture of your work today so that I can see it. Okay, everyone, good to see you. And we'll help you have a good Tuesday and Wednesday.